The journey of my life as a lupus survivor. Diagnosed at the age of 8 with systemic lupus erythematosus. I am currently 50 years old. For those of you who may not know what lupus is, it is an autoimmune disease that causes your body's immune system to attack itself. It attacks the tissues and the organs in your body. My first symptoms were severe stomach pains that would cause me to ball up and cry. My hair also fell out. As time went along, other symptoms also developed. My knees and legs would hurt. And I was also diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and lupus at the age of 8 years old. At the time when I was diagnosed, no one had even ever heard of or really knew what lupus was. That I knew, or I was around, or even people that I didn't know. I also even experienced more symptoms. When being outside for too long in the sun, I would start to not feel well, or I would hurt when I go outside into the sun. My eyes would hurt. Since I have gotten older, sometimes I get bruises from being in the sun for too long, and my legs will and my arms will start to tingle as well. I can remember having to go to the clinic in elementary school to lay down and take a nap every day at certain times just to be able to make it through the school day. I would sometimes fall asleep with my head on my desk as well, which I got in trouble for in elementary school and high school. I started having back problems in middle school. In PE, I would have to sit down and watch the other kids have fun when I was in elementary school and even in middle and high school. In high school, it hurt me to climb stairs, run, do sit-ups, jumping jacks, or walking for long periods of time. I had to limit a lot of these things that I did because they would make me not feel well, or either I just couldn't do them at all, which made me really a little sad at times. I even remember times when my right hand, because that's the hand that I write with, would swell really big from drawing because I love to draw cartoons and I used to draw a lot. Sometimes I was picked at by other kids for not being able to do things from elementary school through high school, but there were some kids who would help me by carrying my books or my book bag. They would even fuss at teachers if they were mean to me because I wasn't feeling well. There was an elevator in high school that was only for the janitors that I sometimes had to use because there were 2 flights of stairs that I wasn't able to do at times. I remember some of the guys who were my classmates carrying me up the stairs when I wasn't allowed to use the elevator. I was sometimes allowed to use the elevator, and I have never forgotten them helping me. This was in high school. Either in middle school or high school, there was a test that you had to take to pass PE. And I was really trying hard to do as best I could. It entailed doing like chin-ups, running around the track, sit-ups, and things like that. And I remember some of my classmates fussing at the gym teacher because she was saying, or he was saying, I forget if it was a man or a woman, but I'm thinking it was a woman. I'm not really sure. She was saying that she was going to give me an F. And I think they went to the principal to let the principal know. And the principal allowed the guys to help lift me when doing the chin-ups. For running around the track, I did as much as I could. And then people, which were my classmates, they took turn running the rest for me. And I have never forgotten that. And I am so grateful. I just really wanted to say thanks so much to the classmates that helped me in those ways. Living with lupus, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, no matter how mean they are or have been to me, because this is truly a horrible and misunderstood illness. Lupus also causes inflammation to various parts of the body. It can damage the skin, joints, and organs. I have also been diagnosed with vitiligo, which is also an autoimmune disease. It is spreading a lot more since I have gotten older because lupus is really a very misunderstood disease. And it causes a lot of other illnesses that go along sometimes with lupus. I was also diagnosed with alopecia as well, and that is why my hair has fallen out when it has. It's also an autoimmune disease. Some days it's hard just taking showers because I get too hot. Even though I'm seated, I feel like I'm going to fall out. Also, cleaning my apartment is very hard for me as well, or just trying to stand or sitting to wash dishes or cooking sometimes makes me sick. When I was using a wheelchair and braces, when I was able to, I used to crawl and clean my apartments, and I always was sitting, but I still didn't feel well when I tried to cook or I tried to clean or I was washing dishes. I thank God that I no longer have to use a wheelchair or braces. I started using a wheelchair in January 2012, but if you go back and look at my videos or my shorts, you will see what happened on August the 9th, 2025, when I was able to walk again and no longer having to use a wheelchair. And I'm still walking. I always had to use my wheelchair when I went out. When I was in high school, I did a project on lupus, and I won first place at school. I was even chosen as for first place. I think it had went like to the state fair or whatever, but I'm not really sure what it was called. But I chose to tell them to give the prize to a boy. I think it was a boy. I felt like his project was better than mine, so I ended up getting second place and he won first place. I think that's what happened. But I think I was really the winner. But I also knew that it would help him and his mom because they had been struggling, and I knew how it felt to struggle because I have struggled myself as well. So I chose to help him in the best way that I knew how, especially when his project was truly amazing to me. I know living with lupus can cause many challenges, but you have to choose to fight with all that you have in you to keep pushing, because you know us lupus survivors go through a lot, but we are truly overcomers. And yes, truly, lupus does suck, but it's not by luck that I am living. It is because of the favor of God upon my life. I have died 3 or 4 times, once as a child and the other times were as an adult. But God told me it wasn't my time, from what I remember when I was a child, and an angel brought me back. Did I want to come back? Of course I didn't. But God knows what's best. And I know that as long as I try my best to live my life the way that God wishes for me to, when I'm no longer here on this earth, I have a place in heaven with God for eternity. So you see, that's why I don't worry about dying, nor am I afraid to. People who are afraid of dying, it's either because they don't know. It's either because they know that they are nowhere near trying to live right, or someone has made the thought of death scary for them. There are many things I go through daily living with lupus, but I will never give up. If you are living with lupus, I say to you, some days may be very hard, but remember there are some good days. So even when you're not feeling well, try to focus on the fact that you will again have a day when you may not be feeling too bad. That is what gets me through. And whatever I can't do, I just don't do it. And if I can, I do it. But whatever I do, I just take my time doing it. And if I have to do it in increments, that's what I do. Sometimes I cry and I start back later because it hurts so bad. And it makes me feel sick or really tired. To those who have family members living with lupus, learn to be more caring and help them out when you can. And if you both have illnesses or any of you have illnesses, help each other out. Think about little things that you can do to help, because it truly can help make a difference and put a smile on your loved one's face. Prayers and gentle hugs to all of the lupus warriors, because this month is Lupus Awareness Month. And to those who have lost loved ones due to lupus, my heart goes out to you as well. Lupus for me has been a never-ending battle, but I know I'm going to keep on standing and fighting. There may not be a cure that they are willing to give as of yet, because there is a cure for every disease. But just trust and believe God can heal. I may or may not live to see the day that cure will be given. Hospitals should be for the sick, but there is so much greed in the world there is so much greed in this world, and all some people care about is money. They don't truly care about helping others. So some doctors give medicines and treatments that cause the illnesses to become worse. Look at the symbol for the medical industry. You see the snake on the staff and the angel wings at the top. To them, the staff represents them controlling the medical industry, and the snake going up the staff to them is going towards God's angel to try to take over and recreate how God truly designed for things to be. But to me, when I look at it from a spiritual point of view, I view the staff as representing Jesus, who is our shepherd. The wings are his angels. The snake is the enemy. But no matter what, God works through some doctors or nurses who do truly care about people, or he himself does miracles and does not work through the doctors or the nurses. So yes, we could have lupus today, but you never know what tomorrow may bring. So keep the faith and keep pressing on, my fellow lupus butterflies. I am Cre-cre, inspires. I create to inspire. Have a blessed evening. October was historically the month that National Lupus Awareness Month was designated to celebrate it by a 1987 proclamation from President Reagan, but it is currently observed in May in the United States, which is why I still choose to celebrate it in October and May. But for me, every day is Lupus Awareness Month because I myself have lupus, and some of my grandkids and other family members have lupus, and I want to wish all of them, as well as people that I know that are not family members but to me are family members as my lupus family, a happy Lupus Awareness Month. And I love you all very much.
But you see how how the walk is not so far in the front?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Where you going, by the way?
I don't.
Okay.
You gotta keep walking back.
Doing good.
Thank you.
And you're blessed. That's what your shirt says.
Yes, that's all right. Okay. Nothing but God. Woke up today about 1 something and I was able to walk. I haven't been able to walk since 2012. You can't tell me there ain't no God for the ones that think it's not a God. Look at what God has done for me. Look at what God has done for me. I was in a wheelchair. Look at what God has done for me. Ain't God good? Y'all better give God some praise and start trusting and believing in God. And the first time inside of Honda since I was walking.
Yes, sir.
I was going to put it back. You know what?
God is good. God is good, y'all. I'm on walking around in the Kroger, man. Yes, sir. I'm on walking around in the Kroger, man. Y'all see her. Y'all.
Have a blessed day. I am Cre-cre inspired. I create to inspire. Get your daily cup of positive inspiration here on my channel. Get your daily cup a positive inspiration here on my channel. Get your daily cup of positive inspiration here on my channel. Get your daily cup of positive inspiration here on my channel. Hi, my name is Cre-cre Inspires. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I create to inspire.